Hi everyone. It is definitely apple season. So what do you do when you have a huge apple tree? I've already picked a bushel of apples. You come up with ways to preserve them. So in today's video, I am going to show you how to dehydrate apple slices for snacking, apple pieces for like yogurts, breads, oatmeal, things like that. And also another way to use it, I'll show you at the end. I just lost an apple. So I am going to show you these apples. These are from our tree. They're kind of like deformed, things like that. These are organic apples. We didn't spray anything on them. So I'm going to peel these, and then I think I'm going to try to use my peeler that I got from Pampered Chef as much as I can, because they're not, perfectly ground like you buy at the store. So I might have to hand do some of these, but yeah, and then take off the bad parts, take off the parts where the bugs are, and then I'm going to slice these and take the skins off, of course, for the apple bits. And then I had some organic apples that I bought from Costco, Honeycrisp, that I'm making for snacking. So we'll have some ways to dehydrate apples, and then what to do with them after you've dehydrated them. So come along with me into the kitchen, and we're going to start getting the apples ready. I'll show you the slicing the apples first, and then we will get to getting these peeled and chopped up and show you how to get them in the dehydrator. For dehydrating today, I will be following the instructions in this book, the Complete Dehydrator Cookbook, How to Dehydrate Fruit, Vegetables, Meat, and More. So I will be following the steps in this book. So preparation of the apples, we want to wash the apples, peel them if desired. Unpeeled apples take longer to dry. Use a corer to remove the core, or cut into halves, or quarter to trim the core with a paring knife. Cut into rings, wedges, or chunks 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick. If not cored and sliced into rings, be sure to remove the seeds, which can make you sick if you eat them, if you eat enough of them. Thicker pieces will take longer. Pre-treating for browning. You can steam blanch or put them in water with some lemon juice to keep them from browning. All right, so we're going to start with the first step has already been done. The apples have already been washed. So now we need to core them. Let's see. I got this corer from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below. I just bought this just for this occasion to be able to core my apples. Because I actually did try dehydrating apples. I did like 2 of them and dehydrated them with the skins on. And when they were done, I ate them all. So I think we'll be good with the apples being dehydrated. They are delicious, and I do like them with the skins on. Okay, let's see. I think we'll just start with these for now. Put those over here. And then we're just going to slice these up. So that's kind of how thin. I mean, it's kind of hard unless you have something that holds the apple, but And then we're just going to place them on the tray. I'll just eat those. They're just too thick, and I don't want to cut myself trying to make them thinner. These are organic Honeycrisp apples I got from Costco. I'll just set that tray over there and start a new tray. And you'll want to make sure your trays are cleaned in between each session. I might do something with those scraps. Maybe I'll try an apple cider vinegar. Sure, you could use a mandolin to cut these a little bit more uniform. Oh, that one's way too thick. And then get it at the precise size. I have one somewhere, I don't know where it's at. Okay, so I ended up with 4 full trays of sliced apples, and I do have a bag of scraps. I'm going to investigate possibly making an apple cider vinegar or see what I can do with those scraps so they don't go to waste. So let's go and put these in the dehydrator. Okay, I've already got the dehydrator fired up, heating it up. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. I have the temperature set to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for now, I'm just going to dehydrate these in their original state. I'm not adding no sugar or cinnamon, maybe the next batch, but we're gonna try those for now, and then we'll check in at about 12 hours to see how the apples are doing. Okay, I did turn the dehydrator off a little bit ago so they would have time to cool down, and so you could take a look at the apples and see how they look, and we can test one. They're still kind of bendy, so these aren't ready. So what you could do now is just flip them over so they can dry out evenly, more evenly. And let's look at this tray. Yeah, they feel the same. It's been probably about 10 hours now. I probably turned this off about a half hour ago. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and give them some more time. And we'll come check them tomorrow, and they should be ready. Okay, I thought we would check on the apple slices. We've had some rain and lots of humidity with that rain. So I've kind of lost track on how long these have been in. Probably a couple of days, because then I had it shut off for a bit, and then I had to turn it back on. So I did shut this off a little bit ago so they could kind of cool. And let's check to see how they are. Here's one of the trays. That's what you want to see. It just broke right in half, You heard the crisp. And you can see, you know, there's no moisture in there. So these I made for eating, just for snacking. Next, we are going to do apple dices. So we're going to do that next. So I'm going to be cutting up some apples from our apple tree that we have in the bushel basket. And we are going to peel them, dice them up, and then I'm hoping to do all 9 trays of apple dices and then dry can those, and then also show you how to do a apple cinnamon sugar to sprinkle on toast or whatever, muffins or whatever you want to use it on. So now we want to store these. I got myself a quart-sized jar. I'm hoping this will be enough, because we're going to want to condition these. We're going to want to put the apples in a jar in an airtight container, and then condition these, you know, to keep an eye on them. Maybe I might need a half gallon, because we're already filling this one up. My goodness. Let me go get another jar, because I think we need a bigger one. Hold on. Okay, so I went and got a half gallon size jar so we can put all in one. I'm getting my pantry stocked up and getting things, you know, that are in plastic bags or plastic containers all swapped over into jars to help protect against rodents and store for long term. Don't these look good? I did an experiment on these, I don't know, about a week or 2 ago, just to see if I'd like the apple slices. I only did 2 apples. I ended up eating all of it in one setting. Oh, this is going to be nice. And these are Honeycrisp apples. When I do the apple dices, those are going to be Northern Spy. I believe that's what the tree is that I've figured out. All right, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to fit them all, but you know what? I think I'm going to just eat those. And here we have all the apple slices. So we can do a vacuum seal on this if you weren't going to use this in a long time. I think I still might. I'm going to have to find it. Vacuum seal this, because then, because if we're not in it that often, we don't want the moisture to continue to get in here. So then you can open it up, get what you need, re-vacuum seal it, and then put it back on the shelf. But we're going to condition this. We're going to check for sticking, check for mold. Like I said, if you find mold anywhere, you got to throw them all out, because if it's in one spot that you see, it's probably in a spot that you can't see. So, getting sick isn't worth the food if it gets moldy. So, yeah. So next up, we are going to do the apple dices. Okay, in this part of the apple video, I want to do apple dices to be able to store. So we're going to dehydrate these apple dices. I ended up slicing these all by hand because I broke my slicer peeler here that I got from Pampered Chef. I was trying to use this on my Northern Spies that were all deformed, and it broke it. So while I was trying to use that for the Northern Spies, I was attempting to use those apples to do my apple chunks. I put them in the dehydrator and got them out, and they looked horrible. They had no flavor. I don't know. I just didn't like the Northern Spies. So these are apple crisp. And like I said, I hand cut these, peeled them, cored them. And then this is water with lemon juice in it to keep them from browning. And this is one bag of apples. I think it's 5 pounds. I can't find the bag now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting these on these trays, and then we're going to go ahead and get them into the dehydrator. You kind of want them single layered. Oh, that one's, we'll have to cut that one down. If they're really thick, slice them. Some of these are from when I tried to use the slicer and it just was demolishing my apples. So let's see, a couple of them I'm gonna go grab my knife and slice them a little thinner. So you want them kind of thin, if you can see that. I mean, they're all different thicknesses, so some of them might take a little longer to dry. But you want them like 1/8 to a 1/4 inch thick. The apple rings are so delicious. I'm going to have to make some more of them because we ate them all again. We'll go ahead and get those in the dehydrator. Okay, so it's been a little less than 24 hours. I turned this off a little bit ago, and so they could cool, and they are definitely done. They're snapping. These look a lot better than the ones that I tried with the Northern Spies. And you can actually taste the apple flavor in these. These are the Honeycrisp apples. So, all right, let me set you down and we're gonna put them in a 1/2 gallon size jar. So these apples you can put in yogurt, you can, put in breads. We can powder these. I'm actually gonna powder the first tray. That was one whole apple, and then make a cinnamon sugar apple mixture to be able to sprinkle on toast or whatever you want to sprinkle it on. But yeah, just put these in here. Make apple pancakes with them. You can do pretty much whatever you want with these. You can tell they're dry because you can hear them hitting the jar. Alright, so we're going to have a total of 6 trays of apples going in there. Because the other 2 trays are apple slices. And then the last tray is the one solid, not solid, but whole apple that I dehydrated. Okay, almost a full jar, a half-gallon jar of apple bits. And we're just going to go ahead and put this on. And I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal this. I got to go find it. I have it charging. But in the meantime, let me go get my spice container with some cinnamon and sugar, and we will get the Ninja out right there and chop up some apples, powder them up. Okay, I have my cute little spice jar here. We're going to grind up some apple from the top shelf on the Ninja and then pour it in here. And then I'm going to add some cinnamon and sugar. We'll see how much I get. I may have to steal some from there, you know, to make it a decent sized jar, you know, so it's not that much. But first we'll see what an apple gives. That don't feel right. Oh, there we go. It's got to snap in place. Pulse it a little bit more. It's clumping up with from the sugars. There we go. I like the bananas. All that sugar. There's still some in here. I need to go get a spoon. So this is how much apple powder that we got. So that's pretty good. You know, if you fill it with sugar and then cinnamon, one whole apple is what's in this jar. And the sugars, you know, it's clumping up. I just keep stirring it with a spoon, but let me go get some sugar and some cinnamon. All right, I have some organic cane sugar here that I scooped up, so I'm just going to see if I can level this off a little. And then add about equal amounts of sugar. I think that looks pretty good. And then I have some organic Ceylon cinnamon powder. I always make a mess. And I have a little shaker top and a lid. There. We'll shake it up. Oh, might have to get my spoon in there now. There we go. That'll help with the powder, the apple powder, from clumping up. It actually broke it all up. So here is my Honeycrisp dehydrated apple powder with sugar and cinnamon. I will put a label on it and we can use this. All right, to wrap up this video, here are the apple dices that can be used in yogurts, breads, oatmeal, whatever you want to use it for. You can also powder it up like I did here. And it has cinnamon and sugar and powdered apple. And then we also have the apple sliced rings. I do like them with the skins on. Some people don't. You can do either way. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you give enough time for these to dehydrate so there's no moisture in the containers. So if you like this video, please smash that like button and share this video with anyone who might be interested in learning how to dehydrate apples and what different ways you can use them, dehydrate them, and all that. So thank you again for stopping by. I am so glad you did. And see you at the next video. God bless. Happy dehydrating.